President Donald Trump has once again ignited controversy by expressing his desire for a third term in office. In a recent interview, Trump stated that he is not joking about circumventing the Constitution to regain the presidency. This declaration has sparked outrage and concern among legal experts and the American public alike. Trump's comments demonstrate a blatant disregard for the rule of law and the democratic principles upon which the United States was founded. His persistent attempts to undermine the legitimacy of the 2020 election, coupled with his recent pronouncements, raise serious questions about his commitment to democracy and the peaceful transfer of power. Trump's claims of widespread voter fraud have been repeatedly debunked by courts and election officials across the country. His refusal to accept the outcome of the 2020 election has further eroded public trust in democratic institutions. Trump's rhetoric is particularly dangerous given his continued influence over a large segment of the Republican Party. His supporters may interpret his words as a call to action, potentially leading to further unrest and violence. The dangers posed by Trump's rhetoric cannot be overstated. His willingness to subvert the Constitution for his own personal gain represents a clear and present danger to American democracy. The 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution explicitly prohibits any individual from being elected president more than twice. This amendment, ratified in 1951, was a direct response to Franklin D. Roosevelt's unprecedented 4 terms in office. Roosevelt's extended tenure, while popular at the time, raised concerns about the potential for executive overreach and the erosion of democratic norms. The framers of the Constitution, wary of tyranny, had intentionally designed a system of checks and balances to prevent any one person or branch of government from accumulating too much power. The 22nd Amendment reflects this fundamental principle by ensuring a regular rotation of power in the executive branch. Term limits serve as a safeguard against the consolidation of power and the potential for authoritarianism. By limiting presidents to 2 terms, the 22nd Amendment promotes accountability, prevents the emergence of a de facto monarchy, and ensures that the presidency remains responsive to the will of the people. It is a cornerstone of American democracy, reflecting the nation's commitment to a government of, by, and for the people. While acknowledging the existence of the 22nd Amendment, Trump has hinted at the existence of methods to bypass this constitutional barrier. He has, however, refused to elaborate on what these methods might entail. One suggestion floated by some of his supporters involves having Vice President J.D. Vance run for president in 2028, and then somehow transferring power to Trump. This proposal has been met with widespread derision from legal experts, who dismiss it as completely implausible. The 12th Amendment clearly states that anyone ineligible for the presidency is also ineligible for the vice presidency. Since the 22nd Amendment renders Trump ineligible for the presidency, he would also be barred from assuming the vice presidency. This loophole strategy highlights the desperate and legally unsound nature of Trump's attempts to justify a 3rd term. Legal scholars have unanimously rejected the notion that there are any legitimate avenues for Trump to circumvent the 22nd Amendment. Their consensus underscores the strength and clarity of the constitutional provisions that limit presidential terms. Trump's continued efforts to challenge the legitimacy of presidential term limits represent a dangerous assault on American democracy. The peaceful transfer of power is a cornerstone of any functioning democracy. By seeking to subvert these established norms, Trump is undermining the very foundations of the American political system. His actions should be condemned by all who value democratic principles and the rule of law. The 22nd Amendment is not a mere technicality, it is a vital safeguard against the concentration of power and the potential for authoritarianism. Upholding the Constitution and its amendments is not a matter of partisan politics, it is a patriotic duty. The preservation of American democracy depends on a shared commitment to the rule of law and the peaceful transfer of power. Trump's attempts to circumvent the Constitution should serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of democratic institutions and the constant need to defend them against those who would seek to undermine them for their own personal gain. The future of American democracy may very well depend on our collective resolve to uphold the Constitution and its limits on presidential power.